I'm Kelsey Reddick, and I'm here to do an informative speech to my audience, which is Alessia, Sarah, and Mohammed. I'm here today to tell you about an organization that I would like to work for, which is called National Geographic. This quote is by St. Augustine. It says, "The world is a book, and those who do not travel have only read a page." This quote stands out to me because people who haven't traveled, who stay in their homes, who aren't open to traveling, they really haven't seen the world and they really don't know what's out there. That's why National Geographic kind of came to place. They wanted to get people educated on the world. They wanted to basically tell everyone what they've seen, what they did. They travel everywhere. And that's basically why they came to be. These are my sources. Today I'm going to talk about 3 topics about National Geographic. 1, their company history. 2, the company goals and what they want to pursue. And then 3, just things that you need to know if you wanted to work for them. They started off in 1888. It was a group of 33 men, random photographers, journalists who got together, who basically wanted to tell the world what they've seen. They traveled. Traveling wasn't that big in the 1800s. They had so much technology that no one really knew about, and they wanted to show people pictures that they took, articles that they wrote, and so they just got together, and basically every week they would write something new and try and publish it. Well, 9 months after they made the group, they actually published their own magazine. They became known as the National Geographic Society, which was just that, for 33 men who basically wrote everything. They believed in the power of science. They wanted everyone to know what science can do to the world, what happens, the Northern Lights in Alaska. No one really knew what that was. So now that we've learned the history of National Geographic, let's talk about the goals and what they want to pursue with their organization. Their goals is a nonprofit organization. It helps, educate people. They don't get paid for it. It's volunteer work. People do donate a lot. They wanted to help scientists. They wanted to help researchers. They actually helped people go and discover the South and North Poles. They helped anthropologists, the Leakeys. They helped them in their anthropological research. They helped a man actually discover Machu Picchu. They just are big believers in helping in researchers and anthropologists and people who want to travel the world and discover the world, which is very important to me. That's why I would love to work for them. I would love to travel the world. I want to learn about things, and I want to educate other people on the world. These are a bunch of organizations they helped. They helped the Human Story Exploring. They helped Critical Species. They helped Our Living Planet, which is a magazine. They helped the New Frontiers, which is searching for the next big thing and the new things. Another goal that they have is not only educating people, but helping people and helping actually animals in the society. They made a bunch of, they're called bomas. It's big houses, for wild cats. They helped that. They helped a bunch of animals. They helped the ocean life. People are throwing trash in the oceans. They helped save them. They helped with oil and stuff. Whenever the oil would get on the animals, they helped save them. So they're also believers in helping the world and the planet and animals. So National Geographic doesn't only get to travel the world and take pictures, but they help animals, they help the society, and they help educate people. Now we're going to move on to the things to know about working for National Geographic. If you want to be a photographer, which is what I would be interested in, they like people who go to school, who go to college, but you don't have to study photojournalism. They like journalists. They like majoring in anthropology and any kind of science field. Yeah, it's not just photojournalism, but they do look for you if you take photo classes, or if you have photos that are really good and acknowledged, they like that too. If you want to be like a writer for them, that's actually super tricky, because if you get an article and they like want you to work for them, doesn't mean that you're going to be like employed by them. Like you can only have like one assignment and then they won't ask you to do another one. So you're not really employed by them if you're just a writer. You're basically, you have one assignment which can take up to like a year and a half of writing something, and then they can basically tell you that they don't want you anymore, but they'll use your writing. So it's really tricky to be a writer. They always like tell people not to apply to be the writer because it's just a really hard job. So, as my conclusion, I hope you all learned about National Geographic. I hope you learned the history, which is the group of 33 men who got together and created articles which got known, which is actually really motivational, because who knew just a group of photographers, journalists, like random people got together and created this huge thing that's so huge now. They have their own TV channel, they have their own magazine, they have internships for students as well. They have, every year, they pick out someone like noticeable from like a college. They pick out like a picture. Someone's in like photojournalism classes, they pick out a picture, and they actually let that person like be an intern, and they let them go on assignments with them. So they're really helpful with that. And it just started off with those 33 men. We also learned about their goals, which is one of the main reasons why I want to work for them, is because they help the world, they help educate, they believe in science, they help animals, which I love animals. They help like big wild cats, like they're not afraid to travel, they're not afraid to like step outside the box. And then we learned interesting things you need to know to work for them, which I think those are pretty important things to know, because if someone wanted to be a writer for them, they would need to know not to, I guess they would need a backup plan, because it's really hard to just work for National Geographic because they are just an organization. And traveling is something that leaves you speechless, but at the end makes you into a storyteller. Thank you. Yay!